start of the race, which caused the first of the penalties. And then Simon Conner-Prim and Finn Zulaf are pretty close on pace as well. They're fourth on the grid.
Nicholas Callas on that pole position. Salmon Vega. It's an all Ford Mustang Haupt Racing front row. Yanis Fitcher for SR Motorsport by Schnitzelam has Simon Conner-Prim for company. They have unsettled business from yesterday. Yesterday's winner, Simon Birch and Jonathan Cicotto. Jonathan finally getting behind the wheel in racing trim. Sandro Holzem and Tim Zimmerman and all BMW. Row 4 of the grid. On row 5, Eduardo Kositeng and Dennis Bulatov in one of 2 Audis that are on the grid. And row 6, the other of the Audis, Carrie Schreiner, we welcome her back to GT Masters, has Jonas Karklees for company in the Pro-Am category. Dante Rapange, another for the Liquimoly team, Exler by GRT Cars on row 7. Our eyes are looking to the red light, and now they go green. We are go for race 2 of the season. And into turn 1 they come. A good start for Nicholas Callas, but he's got to get it slowed down. A slight downhill section, a pinch point up into second place. Yanis Fitcher, the more experienced driver, but there's cars got together. The 2 HRT cars getting together, going wide. Yanis Fitcher into the lead, and it's Simon Birch, yesterday's winner, up into second, but the Lamborghini, the 33 car, Simon Conner-Prim, onto the grass, rejoins right in
for Finn Zulaf, and the car out of the contention. I mean, he got back to the pits eventually, changed tyres, but they ended up at the back of the field and then off at the start of the race. Got back on. No doubt
that the rain has contributed to that. So the 33 Simon Conner-Prim has been able to rejoin. That's Sandro Holzem in the BMW. So they're all going to just sort themselves out. But Yanis Fitcher damage on Simon Birch's Porsche in second place. Also running off the road, Jonas Karklees. He is in the Pro-Am category. So a very lively first race. I think the slippery conditions catching drivers out. But Simon Birch with damage. And the car going slowly of Simon Conner-Prim. It looks like he's retiring. Double disaster after such a strong showing yesterday. The 33 car into retirement to complete the first lap. The incident
coming out of the turn, lost it, and then it wasn't the only one. They're all skittering into each other, so he's wound up in the Mustang down in 7th, and that's Simon Birch going through the gravel trap into the top 2, both through the gravel trap. Fitcher is going through the gravel trap as well. This is at turn 7, back on the infield. So Birch, who won yesterday's race with Theo Pichler, will rejoin, but by the time he scrambles it back on the track, he's going to be in the middle of the pack. So with a damaged front right corner, red flag. Race is going to be stopped. It's too dangerous, says the race director, because they're all on slick tyres. They've all got 550 plus brake horsepower, and they've got 0 grip at the moment.
Wow, yeah, I think that's a sensible decision. We could see that all sorts of drama from the moment they got into that first corner, just on those slick tyres. To nail the accelerator when he's ready, well, I think he's done that already. He wants to try and open up that gap on Simon Birch. They can't overtake each other until they get to the start-finish line. So a very eager-looking Dante Rapange on the inside of Sandro Holzem has to be careful not to make the jump too soon, but he's ready to pounce as soon as he can. So running side by side in towards turn 1. First, second, and third, nice clean start. Dante Rapange loving these conditions, it seems. Up another position from the back row, now into 4th place. Sandro Holzem, ex-DTM driver, is relegated down a position. Salmon Vega in the background with teammate Nicholas Callas behind. Coming round the outside, I said keep an eye on Dennis Bulatov. Well, this is why in the Audi, sails past Nicholas Callas. Salmon Vega, in the meantime, has a bumper to the inside of Sandro Holzem, back out onto the tri-oval, side by side.
Obviously, it came after the DTM race, but when asked about it, René Rast said, I hope it doesn't rain because the BMW doesn't like the wet. And I don't think the BMW likes the wet in GT Masters either, because looking at Sandro Holzem as we get the Lamborghini smashing through one of the marker boards, but staying just about on the track. We've got cars coming out of the mist, absolutely side by side here.
Carrie Schreiner.
Yeah, that's going to be Holzem going wide and deep into the corner. That BMW's massively struggling, isn't it?
Yeah, and Schreiner's come back brilliantly after a wild moment earlier on.
Alexander Schwarzer. Alexander doing an excellent job here at the moment, running in 10th place. Their pit stops are 10 seconds shorter as well than the pro combinations, but he might be about to lose the place here. Zimmerman squeezing up the inside, the BMW. Noses in front, slides as he gets on the gas, but the Porsche comes back at him now. They're still hand in hand as they come out of the final turn at turn 12. The Porsche getting the inside line and better traction. The BMW all over the shop on the high line, and he's ahead of Cicotto though, isn't he, in the background of that shot? So Bolotov has found a way into third place ahead of the number 2 black and gold Ford Mustang of Jonathan Cecotto.
Pit window is open. Alexander Schwarzer is in. Is this going to be a long stop or a short stop? Right, they're allowed to refuel. This is not going to be the case in the sprint races. Refueling normally not allowed. There is the very experienced Alex Fack. We've seen him a superstar in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, now Porsche in GT Masters for the second year. They are the defending Pro-Am champions. It looks like are we going to get a wheel change? They're not allowed to change the wheels until refueling is finished, but you can see everybody's cleared. So it's going to be a short stop for Fack and Schwarzer as a bit of off-roading for the number 6 car. That is Dante Rapinge. He's had electric wheel guns. That's exactly what they've done. And the wheels are changed, and now they'll wait for the clock to tick down, and they'll want to hit, Finn Wiebelhaus will want to hit the exit line as soon as the clock strikes 0. He must not get to the exit line beforehand. He cannot slow down in the fast lane. So when he leaves, look at his eyes. You can see he's looking at the dashboard, and it will have told him when to go. Now onto the pit speed limiter as soon as he's up to speed, and in theory, he'll hit the line when the clock strikes 0. We're looking at the car number 1. Going to tear the driver out, Nicholas Callas. He has done a sterling job. Max Rice as well, one of the real up-and-coming talents in GT racing. Great guy, a great team, both of them, in fact, had a good partnership. And Jonas Karkelis, the leading stopper at the moment, is Alex Fack. Problems here. Oh, no, and it looks as though we've got a problem with that car. They're pushing it back. There is Nicholas Callas and Max Rice. Max Rice is there undoing his helmet, and it looks as though there's a problem with the car. Before they get into the pit window, right, Jonathan Cecotto handing over to Dennis Fetzer, who had a very brief stint in the car yesterday, looking to make up for that, so he's in. Dante Rapinge, he's had an epic opening stint, handing over to Simon Ladniak in the number 6 car, so it's the long pit stop for the number 2 car. So Jonathan Cecotto, Dennis Fetzer getting their long stop. Audi, which is loving these wet conditions, has closed in on the race leader. So Moritz Viskursen goes wide. Come on, keep it out the gravel, keep it going. He's certainly lost the lead. You'll see the wide eyes as he tries to get it back on track. The gravel bumping up onto the windscreen. He's kept it going, but that has just handed the lead. More of an advantage to Leo Pichler. But Simon Ladniak now, if this brings out a safety car, this will really change the dynamic for those that have taken their long pit stop first. It could be a full course yellow. I think we're going to get a caution because Simon Ladniak is stranded out on the gravel. Clearly that part of the circuit is very, very slippery. He's out on turn 7 and he's there. I don't think he's going anywhere in a hurry.
He was trying to get the position back from Dennis Fetzer, wasn't he? He was trying to go around the outside of him. Fetzer on the inside, and then he just lost grip, understeered, and as soon as you touch that grass, which has become mud, back end skittered around, but he was trying to get 4th place back away. It's a full course yellow that we're going to go for now. Now, Nico Hanke, any kind of safety car would be a nightmare for him because he's 28 seconds up the road on 3rd place. His pit stop's going to be 20 seconds longer than the team in 3rd. Alex Fack shown us coming into the pits. Here he is. So Alex Fack comes in. Now, this is an issue, and they were in a good position as well because as a Pro-Am pairing, they get shorter pit stops.
Dennis Fetzer, the grunt of that Mustang. You listen to it, you can hear the grunt, you can see it when he hits the power. Right, we're back under green flag condition, so away we go once again. Alan Valente, he's a fairly wise and steady pilot at the wheel of the Audi, having taken over from Kari Schreiner, and he is going to be pressuring Dennis Fetzer. We saw him last year, very impressive at the Red Bull Ring as a guest driver, doing a full season this year in 4th place. Alan Valente, I think, is going to be putting the pressure on. Look at the background, Julian Hanses, those lights.
Oh, it's missed the corner
and into the gravel.
Straight through. That big, heavy Mustang's difficult in these conditions, isn't it? And Fetzer a long way deep into the gravel now, losing a ton of places. He'll get it back on track, but he's going to lose 10 or 12 seconds at least here. Race leader, isn't he? Who is right behind him in the blue and lime green number 16 Audi. And there's the BMW missing the apex. It's happened so often, hasn't it, in this race? Into that turn, into turn 8.
It's bumpy and it lacks traction. Remember, the tyres will be cold because he's been stationary in the pits for a while. Out in front he comes, but Bulatov has the momentum. Is he going to sail around Simon Birch? Bulatov with the more experience around the outside of the Porsche, then to the inside. This is for the lead. Side by side, the two cars bouncing off each other. Simon Birch holding on to the lead of the race. What an incredible drive from him. Into turn 6 they come. Now Dennis Bulatov is going to try and put the pressure on, but surely the more experienced of the two drivers, just on his back bumper, coming out of the pits just ahead of them is Alexander Schwarzer, having made his stop at the front of the Pro-Am race. The pit window is now closed. The final runners are in there. Bulatov is not done yet. Simon Birch is feeling the full might of Dennis Bulatov in the Sheriff Sport PHX Audi. Out onto the tri-oval once again. Bulatov with the tighter inside line. Into turn 6 he comes. Under braking and he loses it. Bulatov losing the back end. Now he's going to have to slam it back into gear. But surely that has thrown away what could have been a potential race win in the leader. This is one of the Engstler Lamborghinis, Liquimoli Engstler Lamborghinis, Jonas Karkleys, again onto the gravel. I can't think of many cars that haven't had either a spin or a trip to the gravel during this race. He's gathered it up and he is able to rejoin in 11th place.
Keep an eye on is 5th. Kosseteng, the BMW, in 5th place, number 10. It was 6.5 seconds clear of Jonathan Cicotto. But on the last lap, Jonathan was 4.2 seconds quicker than him. He's charging after him.
I don't think that Eduardo Kosseteng is enjoying these conditions as much as he might there. I think this could easily be an advantage Mustang here. It's going to be who's going to be bravest on the brakes into turn 1. This is for 5th place, and Cicotto just easing in front. Can he get it slowed down? Good stuff from Kosseteng, trying to come back. The two cars bounce off each other side by side, and Kosseteng manages to get back in front, but goes deep into turns 2 and 3.
It's a really good run coming out of turn 12 and closes up and closes up and closes up. He won't have a go at turn 1, but he will get alongside. He tries the outside line here, just about gets the car turned in. Downhill now as they go through turns 1 and into turn 2, and it's this section, this middle part of the lap.
The duo who won the race yesterday, Simon Birch and Leo Pichler for Razoon More Than Racing, make it back-to-back wins, a clean sheet in 2025 as they win the race 2 of the weekend, the second race of the season for the ADAC GT Masters. Dennis Bulatov and Nico Handke gave it everything, but it's a best ever finish for both of them in 2nd place. 3rd place looking like it's going to go to Janis Fitcher and Moritz Viskursen out onto the final corner for the very last time, for the last of the podium positions. And out across the line comes the SR Motorsport by Schnitzelam Mercedes to cross the line and take the last of those podium positions. Then it will be Salman Ovega.
Looks like it's a real handful. Here they are on screen, and he's going super wide through the turn in that Mustang. He just couldn't get it turned in, the former champion, so Fitcher is all over him like an angry wasp.
So the pressure is on for Salman Ovega. Keep it on the track. You can see the back end sliding as he gets onto the power, controlling all that horsepower. He and Leo Pichler were going to be championship challengers, and they lead with a clean sheet of paper. Nico Handke, Dennis Bulatov in 2nd, ahead of Moritz Viskursen, Janis Fitcher, Finn Wieberhaus, Salman Ovega. Lively race for them into P4 ahead of Dennis Fetzer. Jonathan Cicotto finally gets to the end of the race. Julian Hanses, Eduardo Kosseteng, Alan Valente and Gary Schreiner, and Leighton Fury and Tim Zimmerman, they round out the top 8. Ninth place after a very lively race, Juliana and Sandra Holzem. The 19th season of the longest running GT3 Championship of the world is underway. Volker Crane from ADAC Berlin-Brandenburg presenting the winners' trophies. Heinz-Peter Freiberg, also from ADAC Berlin-Brandenburg, presenting trophies to our 2nd place, and boy did they work hard for that, and did they try hard. You just know it's not going to be long before they take that first win. And Sasha Leopold presenting the 3rd place trophies. and think about what might be to come. Because Simon Birch and Leo Pichler are turning out to be, there goes the torpedo, turning out to be formidable opponents. Of course, we did not see today Simon Conor-Prim or Finn Zulauf. They will be challengers as this season progresses.